All right, so this is going to be a function shot. You know, we're just going to shoot just a function test. This is the Ruger. This is a Marlin 336. This is from 2009. This is a stainless Davidson guide. This is number 41 of 501. So yes, this is a 30-30 guide gun, and this has the old JM stamp on it. So this is your old school Marlin 336. And we're going to compare it to the new Marlin 336 in just a second. This is not for accuracy or anything like that. This is just a function test, 3 rounds. All right, so that's the 2009 JM stamp 336 Marlin 30-30 guide gun. All right, now let me grab the new one and we'll function test it. All right, so this is the new Marlin 336 in 30-30, chambered in 30-30. Obviously a lot of new features on this one, the big loop, the rail, the threaded barrel. We'll talk all about that in the tabletop. Again, this is just a function test, not going for accuracy, just to see how this one shoots compared to the old school. And I've never shot this gun before. This will be the first time I ever shot it. I can tell this gun's a little bit lighter. It's got a little bit more punch in my shoulder than the old one. But functionality, exactly the same. I can't tell any difference between this gun and the old 2009 JM stamped Marlin. So good job on that. I'm not going to waste a bunch of my bullets out here shooting. That's good enough to show you that they both function just the same. Maybe the big loop is a little easier on the hand versus the standard loop. Maybe. I do like that this one didn't have a scope. My old one does have a scope, and I have scope ringed myself several times with the old one. This one here with just the ghost rings, pretty good in the fiber optic. Kind of torn between which one I like better. Couldn't really say one way or the other. Anyway, we'll talk about it more on the tabletop. This was just a function test, so there you go. So as a bonus, my son just reminded me, he's behind the camera. This is his Marlin 336. This is a 2012 model. It is not JM stamped. No JM stamp on this one. This one's definitely Remington era. I remember buying this gun from him at Walmart. He obviously has done some modifications to it. I have not shot this weapon since he's made all these modifications. I'm a little afraid of getting scope ringed here, but we'll see what happens. And I do have a 1982 Marlin 35 and a 2002 Marlin Youth model, but I'm not going to shoot those. I shoot my Marlin 336 30-30 Youth model, the one made in 2002, all the time. That's one of my primary hunting guns, so I know how it functions. Anyway, since this one was here anyway, you know, being shot, we're going to do a little bonus round with this one. Here's a function test of a Remington model Marlin 336. That's pretty smooth, actually, not bad. Worried about getting scoped here. Never shot this gun before. I'll be honest with you, a lot of people complain about the Remington era 336s, but to me the function is fine. It's a little sloppy, okay? It's a little sloppy, but it's fine. I mean, it's not any sloppier than a Winchester. I'm sorry for all the Winchester fans out there, but they're really sloppy. I don't own any more anymore, to be honest, because they're so sloppy. But I know a lot of people complain about these. You know, they kind of hate on the Remington era, but it shoots fine. It's zeroed in, and look, I think I paid $400 for this new, 400, 450 maybe. And my Youth model, the one that was made in 2002, I paid like $350. But he's got all this. Is this made by Midwest Industries?
Range Point.
Range Point. So it's pretty cool. It's actually heavy though. but that doesn't really necessarily hurt anything. What do you think you got in this in modifications, Cody? About $500, $600?
Roundabouts.
Yeah, you can get a big loop.
Mm-hmm.
Get you a big loop next. This is pretty cool though, because you can mount all your flashlights and stuff to it. So, you know, if you could find you an old Remington one like this and then you want to put some money into it, I think it shoots fine, to be honest. I don't see a problem with this as a deer gun. I know he likes it a lot. And anyway, we'll talk more on the tabletop. Yeah, there you go. Hey everybody, I want to take a moment to show you the new Marlin 336 and 3030. A lot of people have been waiting to see these, to get their hands on one. I was fortunate enough to get one the other day down in Savannah, Georgia. And I'll go ahead and tell you, out the door I'm at $1,200. So that's the price you want to try to beat. It's $1,200. And I think you can do it, but who knows? So what I want to do is I kind of have a collection here of Marlin rifles, 30-30s, 35s, and so forth. Because, you know, a lot of people would wonder, is this worth the $1,200 that you're going to pay for it compared to the old Marlins? Now, this is a new Ruger Marlin, so that's good. This one was made in North Carolina. But again, is this as good as the old pre-Remington Marlins? And were the Remington Marlins really that bad? I don't think they were. I got a couple of them here. So all these weapons are unloaded and all safe, and my wife is behind the camera and she's going to come in and zoom in a little bit. Now there's no ammo here. We did some shooting with this one the other day, and we compared it when we were shooting it with this one. This one was made in North Haven in 2009. So yes, it was owned by Remington at that time, but this was still JM stamped, North Haven made. And this is a 30-30 guide gun. Most people don't realize that that Marlin made guide guns in 30-30, but they did make a few. There were 501 of these made with the pistol grip. There were 501 made with straight grip, and there was 350 made in 308. So a few years ago, these were selling on Gunbroker for over $4,000 when they would come up. This is number 42. So you're talking about something that's old school North Haven 30-30 guide gun compared to new North Carolina made Ruger Marlin guide gun. I don't know if they're being called a guide gun, but they sure do look like it. They are going to make a trapper version of this as well with the dull finish, and I believe they're going to do a dark series. So one thing I'll tell you right off, compared to a actual guide gun, this is a stainless Davidson guide, as I may have just said. Stainless Davidson guide, number 42 of 501, made by Marlin in North Haven. Put these two side by side, and we can see that there's a little bit difference in the barrel length. But let's come on over here, Jennifer, and let's get a look at the fit and finish on these two. Here's the 2009, and it has been in the woods many times. I actually killed a few deer with this a couple of years ago. Fit and finish here. This wood, it has a yellow tint, this laminate. Let me rephrase that. This laminate has a little bit of a yellow tint to it. And then if we look at this one, it's more of gray. Now, this one over here was made in New York. This is a 357 CSBL, made around 2017, 2018, I believe. This is a 357, so it's not the same, but looking at the wood quality or the laminate quality, fit and finish in the gapping here and such, okay? Compared to 2024, I've already scratched this, naturally. Fit and finish is very tight right there. Very tight, and this metal is very, very clean. Here's the 2009, we can see them in the sun. This one has a little bit more brush marks on it than this one does. You can kind of see them in the sunlight, the brush marks, okay? I mean, the quality of this new one is outstanding. Basically, possibly even better than the 2009 version. How about a 1982 version? Or let's jump to, this one is 2012. we won't really worry about, this is definitely Remington. This one was actually made in New York. This is my son's, and you can see he's modified it. This one is a youth model. This is my primary hunting rifle. Not my primary hunting rifle because I primarily hunt with a Ruger SFAR. But when I'm carrying a lever action, this is generally the one I carry because I paid $350 for this one. This is a youth model made in 2002 in North Haven. Let's look at the quality of this one. So here we have a 1982. Now this is a Marlin 35 Remington, okay? So, it is a 35, not a 30-30, but see how tight the tolerances are in the wood there, where the wood matches? And see the bluing, very good. This thing's, then down here we have a little bit of cracking in the wood. And now we 1982, 20 years later, 2002. Definitely a rough gun. Definitely I use this one a lot. Both of these used in North Haven. Let me correct, I don't use this 35, hardly ever. This was the first gun I ever bought myself. But compare that wood, that fit and finish to the 2009 to the 2024. So they're all on par. Let's do some cycling just so we can hear, right, and feel. I know we don't have bullets, but okay. All right, 2024. Put that right up by the mic. You hear it? Nice and smooth. 2009. Basically the same. 2012 Remington. Totally, you can hear that ring, and it's not as smooth, okay? Nothing wrong with it. It still shoots, still kills deer. 2002. '24 is better than 2002. 2002. Yeah. 2024 is better than 2020 than 2002. 1982. 2024. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're fortunate enough to have Marlins from 1982 to 2024, and you want to do this yourself, you can. But I'm telling you, this 2024 Ruger Marlin is just as good, if not better, than this 1982 Marlin. It's definitely better than the 2012 Remington Marlin, definitely better. As good, if not, very little difference between the 2009 and the 2024. Okay, fit and finish. I got some others down here if you want to see them real quickly. Let me just do this real quick. Here's one. Some of you aficionados are probably wondering, this is a Henry. Henry compared to Ruger Marlin. So the Ruger Marlin, what it is obviously this is a large loop and that's not, but this is a little thicker. Now the Henry is an outstanding rifle. I've never shot this rifle actually. I bought this for my grandson, but it doesn't feel, it doesn't feel quite as strong. Now I'm not taking anything away from the Henry because I like the Henry. It feels like the old Winchester Ranger, the 94 Ranger, Not sloppy. We all know that the Remington Winchester is sloppy. Sorry, I know there's gonna get some hate from that, but just the way it feels is more like the Ranger. Not bad, obviously. We all know the Henry is, smooth as butter, so they say. But again, I'm really happy with that 2024. Look at this here. Now here's some Marlins in a different caliper, different model altogether. But we're just talking about fit and finish. Let me get my head out of the way so the shadowing. These are 2002. These are 357 cowboy action guns. 1894s here. This is the carbine, and this is the 24-inch octagon. Now, what I got here beside them is my wife bought this for me one day. She surprised me. This is a Rossi, okay? Now, we know we got different action here. You know, I forget what these are modeled after, the old rifleman style gun. But here's the difference. This one in the middle is 1,500 bucks. This Rossi is 700. I'm very much more likely to put this Rossi in my truck and drive it around than I am this $1,500 one. This is a great little rifle, to be honest. It's got great fit and finish. Now, obviously, this one is amazing. Got the peep sight. Now, this one is a little smoother than normal because I had all the internals polished. It still hangs just a little bit there when you go to release. Here's one that's not polished. This is a 2002. Not polished. Still good. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, whatever you want to say, if you want to go out here and spend $1,400 for the new Ruger 336, or you want to wait for the guide or trapper version, or you want to get the dark series, this thing has a threaded barrel, little fiber optic sight there, it doesn't say XS. This CSBL says XS on the rail. This one might be Ruger, I'm not sure. Ruger Marlin made, I don't know. But I shot this, it's a great shooter. It's easy, the sight picture, I mean, you know, getting your sight picture and all is great. I haven't used it yet, but supposedly you can unload it through the loading gate. I've seen it demonstrated, but I haven't done it. It's got great action. I love how they have this, the receiver, where the bolt is, you know, it's kind of twisted like that. It's kind of cool. And it comes, you know, studded and all that. I mean, $1,400 is a lot of money. I said I paid $12, but you're probably gonna pay $1,300, $1,400 for this. But here's the thing, they hold their value. As I said, I also hunt with the Ruger SFAR, but I also have a Ruger, a Marksman, a Stag Marksman 10 for hunting. And I tried to sell that gun recently and I couldn't get any money for it. So, but if I went to sell this one, I would get my money back. And my grandkids would definitely want this one for sure. And I could probably take this one in New York or California. I'm not saying I can, I don't know the laws, but probably more likely can get away with it somewhere like that than you would be able to with the SFAR or, you know, an AR-10 or something for hunting. So just if you want a gun, man, spend your money, right? Because you're gonna get it back. So thank y'all very much for watching my videos. Leave any comments below or questions if you got them. Appreciate it.